Ooh.
All
right.
That's it. You know what? We're ending. This is what we're saying. We're ending this show. See you next week. No.
I
just say every episode's the last episode.
Every episode's the last episode. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to our talk show. I'm DJ.
I'm Josh.
We think. We're not sure. He hasn't been very Josh-like today.
Ever since the Hitler thing.
And he's not. He's feeling very under the weather.
Yes. How was your weekend, DJ?
I thought I was going to ask. You see, you always fucking things up. My weekend wasn't too bad, Josh. You know, I was laid up most of the weekend, so I wasn't really able to do anything. But I still managed to figure out how to clean some of the house, so it wasn't a complete disaster when you got here. Bob drove down and saw me this time instead.
Whoa!
Yeah, I know. He only stayed for like 5 seconds, and then he peeled out.
Oh.
But that's, understandable. And had other things to do, man. How was your weekend?
Well, we had the wedding.
Which is about all I know about his weekend, because he wouldn't ghost after that. Couldn't get a hold of him Sunday.
I turned my phone off. I need some time. All right, but no, we had a good weekend. Thursday we had the bachelor party, and then Friday the rehearsal dinner, and then Saturday Brent got married. I gave a speech.
How was the speech?
Oh, you want to see a video of it?
Of the speech?
Yeah.
Oh, if you got a video of the speech, I'd love to see that, actually.
Hello, I'm Josh, if you don't know that. I have known Brent for almost 20 years now and been part of his family.
Oh my God.
Yes,
you are, Josh. Yes, you are.
They fed me once and I never left. But I've been through the ups and downs with Brent. I was at Brent's graduation, his college graduation, and now his wedding. I was at Megan's wedding. And 20 years almost. But now I have to pass on the best friend to Liz. So now you have to take over and develop new memories and experiences like me and him went through. And I am proud of both of you, and I'm glad you're happy. And you better be. So here's a toast to Brent and Liz for many more years to come.
That was a very interesting video, Josh.
Yeah. Well, I had to get my best friend Sass away, and Liz is now, so. But that was the weekend. I took the weekend off from work, went to the wedding, rested.
I was going to congratulate the two of them again before you interrupted me.
Go ahead.
Congratulations again, you two. You're very rude.
I just want to get this going. But yeah, I took the weekend off from work, first time in 14 years.
Oh, you took the whole weekend? Me and Bob were wondering about that. If you took the whole weekend or not?
Well, I had a choice on Saturday, and then I woke up really late on Sunday. And then I called them. I'm like, do you guys need me? They're like, no, not really. All right, see you tomorrow. So.
I mean, technically, if you did your job right, they shouldn't really need you ever.
I did my job correctly because it didn't bother me once.
Well, then they knew how to run the market while you were gone.
That's it. I trained them so I didn't have to do it. And now with viral news.
Viral news.
Illinois man finds $7,000 in lost wallet. Disregards legal procedures. Established keepers versus weepers.
Yeah. Did they at least give their wallet back?
No, they doesn't say.
See, listen. Okay, if you find a wallet and you are going to keep the cash, at least put the wallet in a mailbox so the mailman can return the wallet to its rightful owner. Okay? A lot of people don't know that if you stick a wallet in a mailbox, the mail people will actually take it send it to the address so you can get your shit back.
What did your dad used to say? Finders keepers?
Yeah, it's a finder's fee.
Finders fee.
Be smarter with your stuff next time. Like, it's not really theft if you lost it. Don't lose your shit. What else we got?
All right, I'm looking here at Fork.com. Let's see. Here at Mail Online, experts say we shouldn't make fun of fat people. They have enough on their plates.
Ooh, I like that. That's Shouldn't make fun of fat people. They have enough on their plates. That one's good.
Another one here from the headlines that you read to me earlier. Hotel maid steals $18K in valuables from guests and pawns it. In other news, someone was traveling with $18K in valuables and left it in their hotel room.
Well, I mean, $18K... Okay, well, wait. Let's think about this logically, right?
Yeah.
So, $18K in valuables for a rich person can add up real quick.
Well, yeah, it could be
Right.
like 2 necklaces for all we know.
A fucking...
1 ring.
Their iPhone X12 that's fucking $1,200, right?
Well, there's rappers always say, I got 10K on my neck.
So... That goes back to, hey, don't leave your shit in the hotel after checkout time.
The 8K freaking urn of your parents' ashes.
You know? So come on, like... so in entertainment news...
Oh, yes.
Some great entertainment news.
I can't pronounce his last name, but Jared from Supernatural owns a bar in Texas and apparently has been arrested for assaulting his employee.
Well, to be honest, his employee probably deserved it.
Probably. He seems like a peaceful man.
You know, well, who knows? You don't know. You never know.
I don't know. He was like, Dean? He's like, Sam?
See, I've never seen Supernatural.
Yes. The
So,
tall one got arrested.
The one with the hair.
Yes, the one with the hair.
Oh ho.
What about gaming news?
Yulani's here. Hi, Yulani. Oh, gaming news. This one's my favorite. So apparently, and this is also here in Florida. Did you know what happened here?
Another Florida man?
No, Florida woman.
Florida woman.
We don't discriminate here on our talk show. Florida woman apparently told her 10-year-old son to get off the Fortnite and brush.
Get off the Fortnite.
Get off the Fortnite.
Are you the mother right now? Get off the Fortnite.
Because I feel the pain, right? Get off the Fortnite. Go brush your teeth, you little beautiful child, you, and go to bed. When the child refused, she broke his jaw.
I think you said dislocated it or broke it.
How do you dislocate? Can you dislocate a jaw without breaking it?
The hinge, yeah.
Well, I'm sure it probably just got dislocated because kids are malleable. They're fucking
fragile.
Yeah, well, they're fragile, but they're also kind of like
weaker
mush,
mush.
right? So their bones just kind of
like mashed potatoes.
Yeah, they're not because they're not done cooking yet.
Well, how do you think it went down though?
I know what. I just like it said, it happened.
Do you think he said anything to her to make her snap?
Well, probably. Mom, I'm in the middle of a round. Bitch, go away.
Oh, there it is. What is the trick about white people, their kids talking to their parents like, fuck off, Dave?
Yeah.
Man, I would have fucking bitch slapped the hell out of my kid, too.
Yeah.
So she literally knocked the taste out of his mouth.
Damn sure did.
You think he'll brush his teeth now?
You know, the worst part is right, you know the way she got caught was she took him to the hospital. Okay, to get his jaw mended.
He tripped.
Okay, right. And that's what I said. Well, he fell down the stairs in our one-story apartment.
He got upset at the Fortnite and broke his own jaw.
So what happened was he got upset at the Fortnite.
At the Fortnite.
He threw the controller at the wall.
Bounced
bounced back and took the jaw off. I don't, you know.
So what should there be a lesson from that?
Yeah, listen to your fucking
parents.
You know, if you'd listened in the first place, you wouldn't have got your jaw broken.
Well, that was nice that she took him to the hospital. My mom wouldn't have taken him to the hospital.
Well, they didn't say she took him to the hospital, but I imagine.
Well, that's how.
Well, because hospitals.
No, he went to school the next day.
Hello, Keisha. Oh, hi. Shit, I got my nose broken when I wasn't by my parents, but I didn't go to the hospital for it. They're like, elevate your nose and stop being a bitch. Like, that's...
Here we go. Here comes bitchy David.
Right?
My nose is broken.
Stop complaining your nose got... How'd you get your nose broken?
Oh, here we go.
Oh, see?
You can't breathe.
We were
Use your
wrestling.
mouth.
That's it. Breathe through your mouth. You'll be fine.
You're wrestling.
We were wrestling. Tony, you remember
Tony Lee?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
See, I wasn't going to put you out there like that, Tony, but he did.
Little Tony.
Little poor little fucking Tony. There's always that big man complex with
His
him
brother
too.
Ronnie, yeah.
Ronnie was different though. Okay, Ronnie was way more intimidating than Tony. Ronnie looked like he was about it.
How did Tony break your nose?
Because we were wrestling and he jumps off the ladder onto the trampoline.
Yeah.
He was supposed to kick me in the chest.
He missed.
He missed. Kicked me in the face.
This is why we have rehearsal.
Right. Well, we were
Rehearsing.
And he fucking kicked me roundhouse. It was beautiful. I wish we would have had cameras for that. I fucking spun around like one of them Power Rangers, just, you know.
So did you just go, "Ah," and you ran home?
Well, no, he knocked my ass out. There was no screaming.
Oh, you're out cold.
Yeah.
So he won the match.
For a few seconds.
Did he win the match?
Well, I couldn't bleed everywhere and finish the match, so apparently.
Yeah, so that's to mankind.
I guess. I wasn't gonna get blood everybody else. Hi everybody.
Hello everyone in live. So one last thing before Wild News is over. Here it is. This is from Canada apparently. Canadian officials ruled the guy famous for making poor life choices died by making bad life choices.
I'm sorry.
That's from Yahoo.
One more time.
Canadian officials ruled that a guy famous for making poor life choices died by making bad life choices.
Now, how old was this guy? See, I have a lot of questions now.
The headline itself?
Okay, well, that's just...
You don't say. Didn't see it coming.
Nope.
All right. Death of Canadian model Zombie Boy ruled an accidental. The death last year of Canadian model and artist Zombie Boy at the age of 32 was an accident. A report from Quebec's coroner published Monday saying ruling out intentional theories that the heavily tattooed man had committed suicide. But I guess they said that he made poor decisions in life because he had 90% of his body was covered in tattoos. Many of them were morbid in nature. A skull on his face, a brain on his head, and various bones and flesh-eating insects. What made us famous was he was in the music video by Lady Gaga, Born This Way, which started off his thing. But then, you know, as an artistic thing, you know, it's Canadians.
So you have tattoos, you're gonna die?
Well, no.
But you've got a lucky tattoo. Too.
No.
Isn't that
apparently
lucky?
He was drunk and high on a balcony and fell off and hit his head. He didn't mean to commit suicide. It happened.
It was an accident.
Yeah, that was the news.
Or somebody pushed him. Was there anybody up there with him?
The person who was there said he wasn't.
Said he.
It's Canada. They believed him.
I forgot everyone's nice in Canada. You know what you never see come out of Canada? Police shows.
What?
Yeah.
Police jokes?
No, police shows.
Oh.
How often do you see police?
They have the Mountie shows. Like, instead of bad boys, it'd be like, not doing well, boys. Hey, you guys stop selling tobacco to children, eh?
You know, the worst part is that's racist. Us dumb Americans.
It's not racist.
It
it's
is racist.
Prejudiced. Racist has to do with their race, not their nationality.
Isn't
Canadian's not a race.
Okay, I'm sorry. That's my bad.
The French would be the race. That's their nationality. They're Canadian.
It's still not nice. Can't be saying they're chasing people around on roofs.
Wait. You're telling me that it's not nice to say that Canada's nice?
Well, because not all of them can be. You think the whole country's just they're all about it?
Yeah, you're right. There's some kind of Canadian mafia up there who are just polite to each other on the side of the streets. Hey, this is our business. Sorry, Bob.
Gotta get out of here.
Okay. Would you guys like some bacon?
It's like that fucking. Have you ever seen Leonard Kenny?
No, I think Brent keeps telling me to watch it, and then
Bob. Bob's fucking addicted to it. I watched a little bit.
And that's all we have in viral news this week.
Right? Thank God viral news is over.
So now a short break and a word from our sponsors. Hello, everyone tuning in. Thank you for watching our podcast. It means a lot to us. Right now, what you're seeing is our TikTok accounts. So if you'd like to see more of us, please just follow us on TikTok. And don't forget to like and subscribe on YouTube. And welcome back.
Hey, after a word from our sponsors.
Yeah, TikTok.
TikTok?
Yeah.
When did they start sponsoring us?
When I decided to put our TikToks as a commercial.
I didn't know they were sponsoring us.
Yeah, don't forget to follow us on TikTok.
Yeah, follow us on TikTok. I'm the one with the better content.
Yeah, it's true. Like the time that what's his name came in the window and or in through the hallway and you and your dog were right here. It was great.
It was great.
Someone smiled.
So what are we talking about today, Josh?
DJ came up with all the ideas today since Josh was unwell over the weekend and busy.
Josh was unavailable over the weekend.
So, DJ, what are we going to talk about today?
I kind of wanted to talk about imagination.
Imagination.
You know.
Imagination. You know, in the Bible, I think it says, or other places it says, imagination or previews yet to come.
Yeah. I like that. That's good.
And I think Einstein says something about imagination and how it's endless.
You know, Josh wasn't available to reach over the weekend because he shut his phone off. And
I had a wedding and I had a rest.
Me and Bob got worried, so we started creating all kinds of scenarios and stories in our head. We figured out what we were going to say during his funeral. Like, it was great. Bro, I had a great speech writ for you. You know, Josh was a great guy. Not a very fun guy, but a great guy. Sometimes his attitude would result in mics exploding.
I always knew. How'd you write that? Okay.
That's what I'm saying. It just comes, right? That's what's great about imagination, right? It just comes out of nowhere.
Imagination. Yeah. Like
Great. Now you got to put that in too.
imagination.
He's just making things harder for himself.
At the time you imagined you had a dog.
What a dick. That's a few episodes back. I'm sure I'm sure we can tag that episode for you so you can go back.
But now imagination, I guess scientifically, is, I guess, like almost like a form of dreaming, but when you're awake.
Yeah. Well, that's called daydreaming.
Yeah, so the chemicals release and it's a sort of hallucinate, and you hallucinate and, you know, you think deeply, basically. And that's how we get things like TV shows and how writers get stories and people get ideas is through imagination.
You know, see, normally this is the part where Josh would pull something up about imagination and read.
Not gonna happen.
Yeah, and I didn't pull anything up, so there's no reading about imagination. But, you know,
Post-production.
later on he'll find something to put up about imagination here. So the definition of imagination.
Yeah, it'll be like right here. Next week, probably.
Next.
So, what other scenarios did you come up with in your imagination of when Josh wouldn't answer his phone?
Okay,
or play Apex?
So, we couldn't get Josh to play Apex or anything, so I suggested that Josh had died. Okay.
That's the first thing you come up with.
For some reason, when I start worrying about people, I go directly to death.
He won't talk to me? Must be dead.
Must be dead.
Nothing I did.
That was one of them. Me and Bob thought that I had maybe spoke illy to Josh one too many times, and he had finally gotten to his feels about it.
I have sensitive receptors,
and he didn't want to talk to me anymore.
I needed a safe place.
He needed some place that was away from me, far, far away from me. So I believed he died a couple of ways. Right?
You're gonna get a kick out of this one.
Well, okay, so I got to tell you about Bob's, right? Bob thought that you had met a pretty young lady.
Lady of the night?
And Lady in Red.
Lady in Red.
Right? And was just stuck in his house with this Lady in Red all weekend. And
in the sheets, right?
In the sheets, just couldn't have been reached. Right? Which spawned one of my other death scenarios, right? Because I was like, okay, so he took Yulani as a date and then left her for Lady in Red, so Yulani killed his motherfucking ass, right?
And that's why I can't reach him.
And that's why I can't reach him, because he's dead in his apartment, and just nobody can get a hold of him, right? Nobody goes sees Josh or anything like that unless they're invited over. So he'd just be dead in there for years and nobody know.
Unless you're just walk in. And
the landlord would find out, though, at the end of the month. It was, where's that money? Something smells off.
Not DJ. Should I get off my ass? Nah.
I had told Bob by Tuesday, if you hadn't answered, I was coming over there to find out. Right, so that was one of the scenarios that Yulani had killed him.
One of the times Yulani killed me?
One of the times Yulani killed him. Maybe they both had died in a car crash.
Because of a dog.
Because of a dog. So one of the scenarios was they had a dog in the back seat of the car for some reason and drove halfway off a bridge, and the car was teetering. The dog was in the back of the car. The back window had broken, and the dog fucking jumped out to save himself, and they both fell over the fucking cliff and died.
The cliff.
The bridge. I'm
in
sorry.
Florida.
That's why I said bridge. Not we don't have cliffs here. Florida's
But in
fucking
your
flat.
imagination,
But in my imagination,
Florida's like Angel Grove, apparently.
Hey, there's a few big bridges you'd probably remember. The one bridge we went over to Bob's. That motherfucker is high.
So your imagination between you and Bob passing time decided to go wild.
we didn't know what else to think. We're like, Josh has never not played Apex this long.
Okay, yeah.
In the past couple of weeks, I haven't not heard from. If I contact Josh, I normally hear from Josh, right? But this time there was no, so we didn't know what happened. I would never do this.
I know. I'm telling you, she was a great date.
You keep saying that, and every time I hear it, I want to put a wink at the end of it.
No.
Right? Just the way you say
Listen,
it, right?
My future relationships, not with her, but other people, are going to be based on the date I had with her.
But this is what I'm talking about, okay?
My imagination.
I'm not. Yeah, your fucking imagination. The imagination, is just insane the way it takes over you. Okay,
Yeah.
One little thought,
It can make you feel different.
yeah, turns into a wildfire. Dancing to some slow music at a wedding with somebody else, you know,
Can cause you to die.
can cause you to die. You know, you just don't know how that's gonna.
Well, depending on how strong you feel about your vision or imagination, people could just do it as a daydream. Like, we used to walk to Marty's house, and me and Brendan, and on the way there, we created a story. Like, we were into why are you guys late? We were into the Power Rangers, how to fight Mario.
Right.
You remember that?
Yeah.
We lost his shoe. We had a whole story how someone lost their shoe. Rob forgot it at home. It just, imagination's crazy, but then you have things that come from imagination, like books like Twilight, the Time Machine by H.G. Wells.
Mm-hmm. Amazing stories.
Even Shakespeare, he imagined his plays and created words. Bedroom.
That turned around and inspired a lot of people.
Inspired. Like, imagine, like me and Brent talked about it the first time. Think about it and what your mind can do in imagination because you thought of it. So the old tribes would walk up to the river and go, "No, death." Mm-hmm. Right? And one guy's like, "What the fuck's on the other side?"
Yeah.
And they're like, no, death. Yeah, but like, maybe if we put something in the way, no thinking. So the first person wanted to cross the river to get to the other side, he imagined a bridge. Or a place to get over. Imagine the first person goes, "This grass smells funny, let's smoke it." Okay, now we have weed. You know, like, "Oh, look at that cow, I want to suck on its titty. Get some milk."
God, I hope that wasn't the way that was.
But it all comes from imagination. Nikolai Tesla's thing. Einstein.
Nikola Tesla.
Nikolai. Was it Nikolai? Nikola Tesla. Albert Einstein.
I'm probably saying it wrong too.
Doc Brown hit his head on the sink and thought of the flux capacitor.
Vincent Van Gogh. And the worst part is you have to think that all of the writers and stuff like that had that same, you know.
Einstein's theory of relativity happened when he was on a train passing a clock.
Yeah.
And then he imagined what it was like to move at the speed of light and the math that came behind it. And now we have the theory of relativity.
It's going to sound weird, right? But when I'm taking a shower, boiling my back, because I've got back problems and stuff, so I run the hot water down my back. A lot of the times when I can get the pain to go away, I start imagining other crap because
it's not pain.
I'm not in pain anymore. So
actually, there's a thing called delta waves that happen during creativity when you're calm, usually when you watch TV or take a shower. Yeah. But yeah, imagination leads to great places. And then the child's imagination, how they just put stories together when they're brooming with a truck. Or when we try to convince the little girl that Marty was babysitting that she saw fairies.
Oh, Jesus.
And then they
also be a very dangerous thing.
Well, they also said back in the day with the whole thing about magic is why it went away, because people stopped believing.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean...
So imagine if you did have powers and what your imagination gave you. Even in a fictional world, was it Green Lantern knowing he has hope or will, he still has to imagine...
That's it, yeah.
The things that come out of it.
Well, that's how they told him how to use it. Was whatever you imagine.
Doctor Who. The Doctor was the genius doctor in the whole universe until Donna came. And she became better because she had human imagination.
Right, yeah.
With his math.
Yeah, imagination changes a lot of things. We talked about it a little bit back in comics, I think. We talked about some imagination.
Yeah, some people thought it was out crazy and out way of thinking.
Yeah.
I saw. You
Bo
not
was
even
very-
that.
Bo
Yeah.
was very sad with our
Knowledge.
comic book knowledge.
But not even that. So I just saw a show coming on soon. It's called Dickens. It's about Emily Dickens and how she had stories and beyond stories to write. You know what I'm saying? The trail of Emily Dickens.
Right.
And then they're like, well, you can't write stories like that. You're a female. And but her imagination ran wild.
Right. Which
You know?
that's bullshit too. Okay. Imagination.
Well, that was back in the day.
Right, but imagination doesn't know any gender, sex.
No.
Imagination don't know.
Look
none
at Joan
of
of Arc. She said she talked to God.
that. Yeah. Well, and a lot of sometimes imagination can be hurtful for certain types of illnesses and stuff like that because they're imagining, like with depression.
You really you gonna get mad about this already?
I'm gonna have to, man.
No, you're gonna get mad about this already.
Huh, what?
Hitler had neural syphilis, so he imagined the perfect world.
We're canceled. I'm telling you gotta change.
But he
this.
did because of his neural syphilis. He hallucinated for imagination.
Well, but yes, that's that's the thing. Imagination's got.
But it also can make you believe in what you see, and that's dangerous.
Right.
Like depression, like you're about to talk to right now.
Right, like I was gonna say about depression, your brain starts creating crap that isn't there.
And you start feeling.
Right, you start thinking, none of my friends like me, none of the people in my life like me, da 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 da. But it's your imagination taking off with you, and sometimes you need to just roll back and calm down. I get upset like that sometimes because I'm in the house.
They call
all
us
the time.
overthinking. Well, now even as adults now, see, imagination they try to do with kids or fantasy, but even overthinking or creating scenarios is a form of imagination.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's not just limited to the kids imagining we're playing Power Rangers in the front yard.
No, it all plays a part.
When you become an adult, you're like with depression, or you imagine that you want to kill your boss one day, or anything.
Believe me, I'm sure we've all wanted to do
Or that you get paranoid, you think your girlfriend's always cheating on you, and you start imagining scenarios. But people don't call it imagination anymore, they call it overthinking.
She was with that bitch and she was down the street.
Oh yeah, you can create the perfect logical answer to make you believe, and your freaking mind will fill in the blanks.
No.
But no, imagination is so powerful. I think like even no matter what fiction you watch, it's like a human trait.
Yeah.
Like music.
What's the one where you pathological liar? You start
Believing what you lies. Yeah.
Right. You start believing the lies you've made up. So they're not really lies to you.
Well, pathological lie is the person who's always lying, but then they lie so much they start believing their own lies. Which technically you can pass a lie detector test with that.
I guess.
Speaking of imagination, so recently I watched Supergirl, and we talk about in the comics how Stan Lee did the whole Mutant Registration Act to teach about prejudice and racism.
Right.
And you might guys think because it's 2019 that these kind of issues are gone, but no. I just watched Supergirl. I know it's fictional, but it's the same thing, and even at a darker period because now we're more intellect.
Right.
About the aliens living on their Earth. Right? And it was a form of like basically the rally of Martin Luther King, and you had that one hater against aliens, and they had a march. The aliens marched and stuff like that. And then eventually, this is the imagination kicked in. Jimmy Olsen, you know who Jimmy, the guy that takes pictures.
Right.
Well, because of the haters and the people started fighting, the aliens didn't fight back. Like this whole militia did. They were fighting, and then the protesters. And next thing you know, the humans and aliens were helping each other up. It became a beautiful moment in history.
A lot of history, and we should do a history episode.
Oh.
We could do a lot of different history episodes.
History.
That's a lot of looking up things. And we're
Which
gonna have to
history?
get-
The one that school taught us that Thomas Edison did the light bulb, but then it teaches about Nikola Tesla and how he actually created free energy.
Mm-hmm. Don't let anybody ever. You know what? And here's Tom's tip. One of the things Tom used to tell me all the time is don't let anybody ever kill your imagination. If somebody tells you your head's up in the clouds, well, you keep flying, okay, until you figure out what you're doing up there.
Josh tip, which I stole from Steve Harvey. Don't tell your dreams to small-minded people.
No. They won't understand
They'll just bring
anyways.
you down. Like you said the other day on your TikTok, the family's the one that brings you down saying, why are you doing this?
Oh, yeah. Your hardest critics are the people around you.
Because it's the small-minded people.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what we have thoughts about imagination. Do you have any more on it?
No, I think I'm good with that tip for today.
Because you imagined this whole episode.
Yeah, I did. My driver tip of the day.
Florida driving tip.
The Florida driving tip is so trick or treating's coming up.
Should you get extra points for hitting the kids?
No.
Oh. Don't hit kids.
Make sure you're following your neighborhood laws 10 to 15 through your neighborhoods and
I think
stuff
it's
like
slower
that.
than that now. I think it's like 5 to 15.
If the kids are out on the road, you should be going 5. But not to hit them, obviously. You know, you just...
If you're coming from Halloween parties, don't drink and drive. Use the Uber.
Yeah, just go out, use the Ubers. That's what they're there for. And I guess just everybody stay safe on your weekends, you know, because we come out on Fridays.
No, Thursday's the 31st, right? Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
All right.
So
Time you guys see this will be November, but it's still breast cancer awareness until Thursday.
And then we'll have some type of new awareness for November.
So thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Follow us on TikTok, and also don't forget to
Turn on your notification buttons so you can get all of our vlogs.
And don't forget, like DJ says, share if you can so everyone can get out there. And
Yeah.
every Tuesday we film here and go live on TikTok for the scenes that you don't see.
Make sure you...
DJ coughing.
Yeah. Make sure you leave some comments, you know.
If you have any topics you'd like for us to discuss,
More than welcome to leave them down there and we'll figure it out.
give us a like if we're doing good. Give us a dislike if we are not doing good. And tell us what we can do better.
Have a good day, guys.